I am going to give a walkthrough of the property management snapshot or conversation AI bot. This is a general support bot that has already been trained. All you simply need to do is drop in your website links here, upload any frequently asked questions here. And this will also auto train itself once you get it going. And then you'll also just decide what channels you want the AI bot to talk on. Next is custom values. If you have specific offers that you have going on, custom values is a good way to not have to insert that offer several times. It's also a good way to enter your phone number or your email several times without having to type it out every single time. Custom fields, typically you have 10 that come with a Go High Level system. This includes an additional 41. So this gives you some extra fields as well. So let's just take a look at some of those. So the main thing here is going to be description, business address information, invoice verification, home retainer, invoice processing, home manager and their name, work order information, follow-up appointment information, priority information, service request, all of that good stuff. Actually, let's go back here. Let's look at our calendars. So inside the system, you have preset calendars, which calendars can be some of the most tricky ones to get set up. But here you have two different groups. You have work orders and urgent work orders. You can add your people as equipment. That's going to make sure that you're not overscheduling them. And then you have location-specific work orders. So you would just update the location here. And then you can simply, if you have more than locations than what's offered here, just duplicate the calendars. That way the settings are the same. And then you've got a specific service request or offer. So if you've got like $150 sync offer or things like that. If you are working with property management companies and they want to bring you in for a consult, then you could schedule them here. And then you have an urgent work order calendar as well. Next is automation. This is like the meat and potatoes that everybody's the most interested in. So on here, we have messaging alerts. That way you never lose communication. Also, if you miss a call because you're in the field, this new call alert is going to help make sure you know what leads to call back and you can get to them more quickly. Appointment workflows, you have an urgent appointment reminder, which includes a series of notifications and confirmations to the client. When it's urgent, there's more communication just because it is an urgent matter. So it's going to add a tag, it's going to update the pipeline, which we'll go over the pipeline in a minute. It's going to send a confirmation email. Then it's going to send a confirmation text. In this text message, it's going to ask them to confirm the appointment. Once they confirm the appointment, it's going to update that the appointment is confirmed in your pipeline. It's going to send them a reminder email 24 hours before the appointment, as well as a text message. Then 1 hour before the appointment, it's going to send an internal message to remind your team to head that way. It's also going to send the customer an email and a text message letting them know that you are on the way. The next thing is it's going to text your team 1 hour after the appointment to ask if the appointment showed or not. Based on that, it's going to respond differently and either send a series of messages to try and reschedule the client, or it's going to send them a review request because the appointment was confirmed and completed. So if they don't confirm, it's just going to kind of move on down that track. So you have urgent and a regular work order reminder. Those are really good appointment automations. So if you needed more, you just simply duplicate these automations. They're a really good starting point. Tech on the way alert is just a text message that goes out to the client once your text says, yes, I'm heading that way, which means they don't have to text the client and say, yes, I'm heading on the way. Instead, they just simply click a link that gets texted to them and is automatically going to send to the right client. And then appointment showed is simply just a review sequence. That way your Google reviews go up. And then your compliance for communication is already all set up. Next are the sites. So landing pages, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's look at one of them. This is a really good starting point. It has several different pages that you can edit. The branding is really strong, so all I would recommend is simply update the information to be correct, and update the colors to be your colors. But other than that, this is a really high performing landing page for several clients. So I would leave most of it alone. Whatever you can leave alone, but definitely leave the layout alone. And then websites, you have one. And this is just a simple 3-page website. So you can choose whichever way you want. You also have forms, which a lot of the forms are already baked into the landing pages and websites. You also have appointment forms. Most of these are just trigger links, so it's just the way that we do it. And then email forms, same thing. Unsubscribe, that's just simply a trigger link. And then we have different offer forms and work order forms. So the work order forms are non-urgent, rescheduling, urgent, or just a plain work order form. So let's look at this. This is going to collect first, last name, email, phone, work order address, work order city. If there's pets, the type of pets, the work order ticket, any kind of photos that they want to send about what they're doing, the category. So this drop down just includes these different. So you just change this, edit these to be whatever is actually true for you. Priority lets you know the level of priority. And then it's going to ask them to submit. Again, all you'd have to update here is the information on the form that might be missing or information you don't need, and then the colors and the branding on the button. Marketing, there's a few emails already drafted for you that you can use for your marketing purposes. And so let's take a look at one of these. This is simply a template, so you just update the information. You could change the photos and things like that, but at least most of the template and the design of the email is already set up for you. So you'd simply just update and edit that. And then the other one is the work order emails and the scheduled events. So let's go to urgent, non-urgent work order manager email. So this is going to be an internal message from the team that says we're reaching out to inform you about a situation regarding a work order submitted by, and it'll insert the client name on and insert the date the form was submitted. It appears that there might be some challenges hindering the scheduling process. What this means is that a work order was submitted and an appointment was never booked. We kindly request your assistance in reviewing the situation and taking the necessary actions, and then you can schedule the work order simply right here. Another one is this one here. This is the same type, basically just saying this is an urgent work order needing to be scheduled. Next, let's go into payments. You have a few products built out here. The only thing you'd want in a product is if you have a standard item that is the same price always, that you would want to build in as a product. If you're custom quoting each time, then those items you just build in the invoicing side. And there is an invoice template, so you can change and update this template however you want. Also, there are contracts and documents. So if you're submitting bids, these are pretty strong bids to start with as far as like a template and a layout. These are bids that have been confirmed and moved forward on too. So this gives you a good idea of bids that are working well for other clients. And the last thing we're going to look at is the pipelines or opportunities. So inside the pipeline and opportunities, there are two different pipelines available that are pre-built. There is one that is based on memberships. So if you have a membership style program, then this would be, they come in as prospects, then you do discovery, then you close, then you onboard them. But also then there's the work order. So these are pending, scheduled, confirmed, rescheduled, follow-up needed, and completed. So that is the property maintenance and plumbing snapshot from Dallowry. Let me know if you have any additional questions.